To love someone is nothing. To be loved by someone is something. To love someone who loves you is everything. Our culture says that feelings of love are the basis for actions of love. And of course, that can be true. But it is truer to say that actions of love can lead consistently to feelings of love.
One day you will ask me, which is more important, my life or yours? I will say mine, and you will walk away, not knowing that you are my life.
Life is short. Kiss slowly, laugh insanely, truly, and forgive quickly. We are most alive when we're in love. I love you without knowing how, or when, or from where. I love you simply, without problems or pride. I love you in this way because I do not know any other way of loving but this, in which there is no I or you. So intimate that your hand upon my chest is my hand. So intimate that when I fall asleep your eyes close. I love you without knowing how, or when, or from where. I love you simply, without problems or pride. I love you in this way because I do not know any other way of loving but this, in which there is no I or you. So intimate that your hand upon my chest is my hand. So intimate that when I fall asleep your eyes close. Not one word, not one gesture of yours could I ever forget. In ancient China, the Taoists taught that a constant inner smile, a smile to oneself, ensured health, happiness, and longevity. Why? Smiling to yourself is like basking in love. You become your own best friend. Living with an inner smile is to live in harmony with yourself. Love and desire are the spirit's wings to great deeds. I believe that everything happens for a reason. People change so that you can learn to let go. Things go wrong so that you appreciate them when they're right. You believe lies so you eventually learn to trust no one but yourself. And sometimes good things fall apart, so better things. In real life, love has to be possible. Even if it is not returned right away, love can only survive when the hope exists that you will be able to win over the person you desire. If she's amazing, she won't be easy. If she's easy, she won't be amazing. If she's worth it, you won't give up. If you give up, you're not worthy. Truth is, everybody is going to hurt you. You just gotta find the ones worth suffering for. Sometimes the break in your heart is like the hole in the flute. Sometimes it's the place where the music comes through. You cannot make someone love you. All you can do is be someone who can be loved. The rest is up them. Love is the silent saying and saying of a single name. Love is not a product of reasonings and statistics. It just comes none knows whence and cannot explain itself. The sweet love between the moon and the deep blue sea. The sweet love between the moon and the deep blue sea. The sweet friendship at first sight, like love at first sight, is said to be the only truth. Friendship at first sight. If you love two people at the same time, choose the second, because if you really loved the first one, you wouldn't have fallen for the second. I'm so in love. Every time I look at you my soul gets dizzy. I'm so in love. Every time I look at you my soul. Next time you're planning to injure yourself to get me attention, just remember that a little sweet talk works wonders. And next, love is like an hourglass, with the heart filling up as the brain empties. Love is like an hourglass, with the love has no conditions. When we put conditions, when we put barriers and boundaries, then we lose love. Love. I have so much of you in my heart. I have so much of you in my heart. The fate of love is that it always seems too little or too much. The fate of love is that love endures when the lovers love many things together, and not merely each other. We don't need to explain our love. We only need to show it. We don't need to explain. Love is the whole, and more than all. Love is the whole, and more than all. By night, love, tie your heart to mine, and the two together in their sleep will defeat the darkness. A loving heart is the truest wisdom. Happiness lies in a large measure of self-forgetfulness, either in work or in the love of others. The loving personality seeks not to control, but to nurture, not to dominate, but to empower. Joy attracts more joy. Happiness attracts more happiness. Peace attracts more peace. Gratitude attracts more gratitude. Kindness attracts more kindness. Love attracts more love. Your job is an inside one. To change your world, all you have to do is change the way you feel inside. How easy is that? The first duty of love is to listen. Speak low if you speak love. Although the sovereignty of God is universal and absolute, It is not the sovereignty of blind power. It is coupled with infinite wisdom, holiness, and love. And this doctrine, when properly understood, is a most comforting and reassuring one. Who would not prefer to have his affairs in the hands of a God of infinite power, wisdom, holiness, and love, rather than to have them left to fate, or chance, or irrevocable natural law, or too short-sighted and perverted self? Those who reject God's sovereignty should consider what alternatives they have left. The truth is that there is only one terminal dignity: love. And the story of a love is not important. What is important is that one is capable of love. It is perhaps the only glimpse we are permitted of eternity. He is not a lover who does not love forever. I love you because I love you, because it would be impossible not to love you. I love you without question, without calculation, without reason, good or bad, faithfully, with all my heart and soul, and every faculty. Sometimes people put up walls, not to keep others out, but to see who cares enough to break them down. The human heart, at whatever age, opens to the heart that opens in return. A pity beyond all telling is hid in the heart of love. Love is an attempt to change a piece of a dream world into reality. Love is a special word, and I use it only when I mean it. You say the word too much, and it becomes cheap. Don't beg anybody for anything, especially love. In love, one and one are one. I like flaws. I think they make things interesting. The thought manifests as the word. The word manifests as the deed. The deed develops into habit, and the habit hardens into character. So watch the thought and its ways with care, and let it spring from love, born out of concern for all beings. Truth is, everybody is going to hurt you. You just gotta find the ones worth suffering for. But love is much like a dam. If you allow a tiny crack to form, through which only a trickle of water can pass, that trickle will quickly bring down the whole structure, and soon no one will be able to control the force of the current. Don't forget I'm just a girl, standing in front of a boy, asking him to love her. Don't forget I'm just a girl. To love is to risk not being loved in return. To hope is to risk pain. To try is to risk failure. But risk must be taken, because the greatest hazard in my life is to risk nothing. The noblest spirit is most strongly attracted by the love of glory. People always say that, when you love someone, nothing in the world matters. But that's not true, is it? You know, and I know, that when you love someone, everything in the world matters a little bit more. Our culture has accepted two huge lies. The first is that if you disagree with someone's lifestyle, you must fear or hate them. The second is that to love someone means you agree with everything they believe or do. Both are nonsense. You don't have to compromise convictions to be compassionate. Faith makes all things possible. Love makes all things easy. Love is the law of life. True love will triumph in the end, which may or may not be a lie. But if it is a lie, it's the most beautiful lie we have. In my deepest wound I saw your glory, and it dazzled me. Love is of all passions the strongest, for it attacks simultaneously the head, the heart, and the senses. Love is something far more than desire for sexual intercourse. It is the principal means of escape from the loneliness which afflicts most men and women throughout the greater part of their lives. I was about half in love with her by the time we sat down. That's the thing about girls. Every time they do something pretty, you fall half in love with them, and then you never know where the hell you are. None of us has the power to make someone else love us, but we all have the power to give away love, to love other people. And if we do so, we change the kind of world we live in. Yes, love indeed is light from heaven, a spark of that immortal fire with angels, shared by Allah, given to lift from earth our low desire. Let the sun stop burning. Let them tell me love's not worth going through. If it all falls apart, I will know deep in my heart, the only dream that mattered had come true. In this life I was loved by you. Pray for the love which allows you to see the good in your companion. Pray for the love that makes weaknesses and mistakes seem small. Pray for the love to make your companion's joy your own. Pray for the love to want to lessen the load and soften the sorrows of your companion. It is wrong to think that love comes from long companionship and persevering courtship. Love is the offspring of spiritual affinity, and unless that affinity is created in a moment, it will not be created for years or even generations. Love means to commit oneself without guarantee, To give oneself completely in the hope that our love will produce love in the loved person. Love is an act of faith, and whoever is of little faith is also of little love. True love stories never have endings.